How you guys doing? It's Chunk here from the Salted Vids channel. Back again with episode 3 of the Is It Worth It series. I'm feeling this series is going to be quite a good series and quite fun for you guys to watch and fun for me to make. So, let's get into the video today. We are in the Mitsubishi HRS-11 Concept 989. This car was brought out in 1989. It feels and is like a current day car, but you can tell that it's not really a current day car. So let's whack straight into the technical specs here. It has a 2,972 cc engine. People say it's got a 2.9 litre, but for the sake of rounding, we're just going to say it's got a 3 litre engine. So the maximum power you will get out of this car is 345 brake horsepower, but I'm still not sure if it's at or 7,000 RPM, but maximum torque is 45 kgfm. I'm going to presume it's at 2,500 RPM. So the drivetrain is 4-wheel drive, which means that the power is going to all 4 wheels, and it will give you the power is constantly shifting from wheel to wheel to give you the maximum grip that you can get, really. I'll get onto that bit later in the video, so it'll probably be about the end of the first lap. I'll probably get onto that because these technical specs, we are getting through them quite quickly, and I'd like to go into them in more detail, but you know, I've only got like 2 days to do my research on it, and it takes me quite a long time to research my videos and do my videos and all that other stuff. So I'll go into that bit later in the video as well. Its length is quite a long car. It's 4,800 millimeters by 1,950 millimeters. Let's just put it that way. So it's quite a heavy car. I think it's the second heaviest we have ever had on the series, although we've only done 3 episodes. It's at 1,200 kilograms. It is a very heavy car, but you can't actually tell. You can only tell if you come out the corners. If you don't take the corners correctly, then it will really bite you. So on GT5, it's worth 300,000 credits. It's a standard car, but I think the level is actually really low. The performance points, I'm reckoning it's going to be about 600 to 500. As I said, I've not done my research. So that's the technical specs over and done with. And let's go into stuff like braking, handling, acceleration, top end, gear ratios, etc. So from doing my research, I reckon I've found out it's got about 6 gears, but the fact that, as you see here, these cars just pull away from me. Although, you know, it's because it's got really low bottom end, but it's got some serious top end speed. If you get the good run out of the corner, you'll have some lovely top end speed. I think it's the second lap I go and just catch up to everyone, and there's a horn going. There you go, horn's going. So I think, in my eyes, that this is it's a pretty good handling car, although I don't really show it at the bottom of the straight in the second lap because I kind of go off. But when it comes to battling with cars and getting into nitty gritty racing, like if you guys are doing, you guys are going to go into pub stomping, and if you guys like pub stompers, I'd recommend this car, because then you'd go in and people say, oh look, this guy's not going to be good, but then you're in battling with the big guys. I mean, you see here I'm up against 2 Vipers, but you know, the fact that it's got some really low bottom end, it's just slowing me down really. So braking, you can brake really, really, really late, and I think it's because of how heavy it is. You can just really just clamp on the brakes really late, and see, here you go. I went from miles back and actually managed to make and pull off the pass. I mean, if I'd went to get the guy and failed, that would be a completely different story. That would maybe be an example of bad braking or just bad handling from me or from the car. I'd like to say it was me, but sometimes the whole car is just perfect and the driver's just not good enough to, you know, handle it sometimes. So as you see here, this bit here is a good example of this having some really low bottom end but having some really high top end. It's just how you drive the corners, how you drive the car, etc. But handling, because of it being a four-wheel drive, the grip, if you're losing grip on the back right, there'll be more power sent to the back right so that you can, you know, get better grip, really. That's really what that does. It means that, say it's in like a Land Rover or something like that. I was going to do a Land Rover review, but, pardon me, I think I'm going to leave that to the end of the series to kick off. Like, say, hey, we made it, we're going to review our Range Rover. That's if we ever get to that stage, because GT5 I think has over 1,000 cars. So that'll take me about 3 or 4 years to do. And I don't even think I'll be making YouTube videos, but then I think I'll be coming up 20 at that time, by the time I actually finish this series. So all in all, this car, it is kind of worth it. The fact that when you go into corners and go into good battles with people is, and you will probably come out of it, if it's you and the car exactly the same and the other guy's a better driver, it's all on setup and all on the driver. If you guys are exactly the same drivers in exactly the same car, right, it will just depend on how you set up this car. I advise you to run this car in. I just bought this the hour before I recorded this video, and I recorded it and I was kicking myself the fact that I hadn't run it in, because I like to have my cars fully run in so that I know that they're at the optimum performance. But if you're going to use these in pub lobbies, I do recommend that you buy it and then go in with your friends and do like a 30 lap Daytona with tyre degradation on, and then once you start to see the performance points dropping, you go get an oil change. That will bring the performance points up to as high, the brake horsepower and performance points it will go up to. So as I said earlier, it has got a 345 brake horsepower engine, but these are sometimes cars that haven't been run in. So the Nissan GTR that I will be reviewing soon, it's the black edition, but it's not actually black, it's orange. Yeah, it's orange. I've actually painted it, but anyway, that's a different story. That car has been run in. It's got like a 600 brake horsepower. It's a really powerful car, but it doesn't feel that way. And actually, something I would like to mention is, if you go back to the beginning of this video, and if I haven't faded it out, in fact, I'll just get it just to come in on this video, because you know, just, I don't know, so you can actually see it. When it comes into the corners here, where it gives you the wee cinematic, you can see that when you brake, you have air brakes that come up, like on the McLaren F1. So this is a great example of how fast you can fling these cars into the corner, and etc. So I'm just going to end up this video here. Have a good day. Bye bye.